Good morning, everyone. Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. We have a What Sold Wednesday episode for you. This is for January 11th through January 17th. As you can see, we had 31 orders for a total of $439.30 gross, so not too bad there. Want to see that number go up, but we'll take what we can get. As always, postcards lead the day. I'm not going to highlight this too much, but more of the Hindu photo postcards have sold. A lot of RPPCs this week. Got some Dalmatians in there. My Dalmatian buyer is back. So yeah. Oh, I wanted to point out this one because I didn't bring it up, but I may have talked about it last week. But I had 3 of these, and 2 of them sold this week. So all 3 are gone. They sold for various prices, but around $10 each. A little less for some. So yeah, let's take a look. Alright, so I am standing again because Garak, my lovely kitty assistant, has stolen my chair again. But yeah, let's jump into these. He moved. Alright, let's jump into these sales. This first one, again, I always start with the non-postcard items first. This was a nice little sale. I bought this as part of a postcard lot, actually. It was back in 2024. It was one of the few times I've picked something up on Facebook Marketplace. Was, I don't know, a big box of postcards, and I think I also got a box of pinback buttons for like $35 total, something like that. And this was in there. So it took a little while to sell, but sold for the full asking of $14.99. And it is just a notepad. Notepad for Richard Petty. I figured NASCAR, anything racing, motorsports does fairly well. And considering this was used and obviously not in perfect condition, happy that it moved, especially since it was really just a toss-in. I didn't know it was in the box. Alrighty. So this sale, it's an okay sale. I think I talked about in the past, I recently picked up a lot of Mexico vacation photos from my good friends Flippingaroo. And this, I've been slowly working through those. And this one actually sold for $7, which I know is a lot less than what I have listed there, considering that this hasn't been up that long. But I didn't pay a lot for these photos, about 27 cents each. And, you know, right now I'm in that mode where I'm trying to get the store moving, now that I depend on it more. So I was happy for the quick flip. I don't know if it pays for the whole lot, but it certainly pays for most of them, which means the rest of the photos, Mexico photos, will be pure profit, which is great. I think what sold this one is it does have the old Pepsi Cola sign, billboard sign in the background. Otherwise, it's just a nice little street scene of Plaza Leon in Mexico. So, alrighty. So I got a small lot of these from Postcard and Prosecco, paid about $4 for all of them, so it came out to about 67 cents each. They're all from the American Association for University Women. I believe that's what it is. And they're all advocacy postcards. This one says the Constitution plus women equals a more perfect union. There's the back there. Yeah, American Association of University Women. This one sold within a few hours for the full asking of $10. Some of them I started on auction. Some of them I started as buy it now, depending whether there were others listed. So this means there were others listed of this, probably for the less than the 10, because yeah, I just thought they were good enough for at least the 10 and better keywords or something, but it sold pretty quickly. So pretty pleased on that. If you want to see the other ones, you can see them on the Instagram or in the store. Okay. Real photo postcards. As you know, I've been enjoying these lately. This one sold for $16.99 on offer. I got this from Dave F. Brother on Whatnot. And this is a cool scene. You can obviously see it's in rough condition on the corners there. We got a lot of creasing. But we got kids in the background here. They're playing croquet, which is not something I see too often, if ever before, on a real photo. Then we got presumably a mother here with a little baby and another little kid. And then this little girl, not looking too happy, but she's on a swing set. All the girls got the curly hair. I don't know. It's just a great shot all around. There is some writing on the back, which you can take the time to read if you like. So yeah, very happy on this one, $16.99. I listed this in December of last year, so it didn't take too long. Alrighty, I think it was last week I did a small haul for some of the postcards I got from Ozark Time Traveler. I was showing like the dog cars and things, and I had pulled a few others out of the box at the time that I thought were interesting, including this one, which is a Chinese houseboat, and I always keep an eye out for the older Chinese postcards. They definitely seem to do reasonably well. So I listed this one starting at $20, and I was really kind of excited for this one because I got a bid within a couple hours, and it had 5 watchers on it. So I was like, no, I knew the more watchers I have, the less bids I get. So sure enough, just the one bid, but still happy. I paid 20 cents roughly for the card, so this paid for half the lot. Um, and yeah, nice little Chinese houseboat, blank back there, a little bit of information. And this one's actually only going 20 minutes away, so that's nice. Also from that same box, this one was fun. If you recall the video, this is the one that had the Masonic cipher on the back, presumably some sort of love message, but because this is sort of like a Valentine's Day card. But I don't know. I didn't take the time to actually do the cipher. Thank you, Desert Dweller and others who offered your feedback and your information on what we were looking at here. Y'all did your internet sleuthing for me, which I appreciate. And this one only had 2 or 3 watchers. I started this one at $9.99 because I really didn't know where to start a Masonic cipher card on the back. But as you can see, it went for 3 bids for $22.48. So very pleased on that one. And now I know if I find ever again cards with some Masonic ciphers on the back, that maybe I'll start them a little higher. So pretty happy with that, though. All right. This came from Albany album number 11. And this is a pro-union postcard. It is a repro, maybe not a repro. But got people wearing rat costumes, big old sign that says rat contracts. So clearly not happy with whatever their union contract is. But it's actually advertising a costume shop in Phoenix, Arizona, where presumably the rat costumes came from. So it was just a different kind of card. Sold for the full asking of $14.99. And not too long. I listed that one in September of last year, so not too bad there. Right. Real photo postcard. I picked this one up for my good friends flipping Rue. Whew, words this morning. I may have talked about it during my life update video, but I picked up a box of postal cards from Flippin' Roo along with some real photos. I paid about $74 for the lot, and I got hundreds of cards, so I'm not worried about that price at all. Included in that batch was a series of real photo postcards from Mexico. And this one sold for on offer for $10. And we got horses coming through some sort of gate here, Rancho Bellas, there, all those things happening there. You can see the horses there, unused. Yeah, $10, not too shabby there. Pays for a good chunk of the lot. This, I think, was my best sale for the week. This one came, again, from Dave F. Brother on Whatnot. Paid about 71 cents for this one. Listed, okay, this one went on auction, so it was only up for a week. But this is a beach in Massachusetts, Menomet Beach, I guess. Maybe is how you pronounce that? I don't know. But you can see there's some boats on the shore there, people waiting to board the boats or watching. Just a nice recognizable shoreline for people who are familiar with the area. And it went for a single bid of $29.99. So definitely keep an eye out for that location. The bluffs in the background are really nice too. And then there's a little bit of writing on the back. Talking about being near Plymouth and so forth. So a nice little card all around. Postmark 1909. So very, very pleased on this $29.99 sale. All right, nothing fancy on this one. This one went for offer of $9.99, but it was just an interesting card. It came from album 20, so you would have seen it recently. But, nothing like a little domestic abuse, I guess, to sell a postcard. What was it last week? Or the week prior, I sold a suicide satire, and now domestic abuse. I don't know if I like where my where my store is going, but whatever sells, I suppose. Um, so yeah, little domestic abuse comic card, $10. This is probably my favorite sale. I've been waiting to sell one of these for a while. Greetings from New York, which is obviously where I am. And then we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I did grow up on. I was more of a Power Rangers person, but I did grow up on the Turtles as well. So this is a modern large letter postcard, 2022, so fairly new. IDW is comic book publisher. It says I only have 3 left of these, but I'm pretty sure I have like another 20, so I have to double check that. But this went on offer for $8.49. I listed it in June of 2024, so it has taken a while to make that first sale. But that first sale paid for the whole lot, so everything after the fact is extra. I think I saved one of these for my own collection, then I sent a few out to my brothers just because Ninja Turtles. So. And then, last but not least, you got 2 bonuses this week. This one was just fun. It's a QSL card from 2012, Bhutan. And this is a fold-up card, so it initially would be folded in half and about the size of a normal standard size postcard. Here I have it depicted open. It just worked in the scanner better that way. And this sold on offer for $14, so not too bad. Got this from Dave F. Brother. I've gotten a lot of QSLs from Dave over the past couple years. But yeah, just a nice one. Talks a little bit about what's going on with this event. I know, Garak, I'm almost done. And you can see the various QSL folk here in the back. So just a neat card. Don't see Bhutan too often for any postcards, not to mention QSL. So, alrighty, that is my sales for last week. Let me know what you thought. I hope you are all staying warm. It is a balmy 8 degrees outside right now, so it is cool here. Yeah, we'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one.